A very good evening to you all. This is me, Pierino Garang. With me here is Agostino Madud Motok. He's the president of South Sudanese Student Association at Marwadi University. Today, I invited him here to talk to me about the student life in India, about South Sudanese student life here, because he's the president and the university here has the most number of South Sudanese. And Agostino, you're highly welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course, he's my president and I'm a member of his cabinet. But right now, I just lower myself to make sure that we have to talk about the most fundamental things that sometimes people have to consider before coming to study abroad. And what are the challenges? And the main reason that I invited him here is to see most of the challenges that are happening. Is it something technical from the institution side, or it is a student coming and misbehaving in their own way? So, Agostino, please introduce yourself to us.
Okay, thank you so much, dear viewers. And thank you to Perino for this opportunity that you have given me. I'm by name Augustine Madud, the president of South Sudanese student at Marwadi University, 2024 to 2025. I am the president, and I'm glad that you host me today to navigate on some of the issues and some of the challenges that are also facing students externally and internally. And obviously, it is a very good discussion, and I appreciate you for having me, and thank you so much.
Oh, Agostino, when did you assume office as the president? How many months are you now in office?
We had election in June 2024, and then on 9th July 2024, that is when I was sworn in fully as the president of SAMU, and officially resumed my duties as the president in charge. And that was exactly the time I assumed the office.
Guys, have you heard of him? I think he's recently new to the office. And how do you feel, Agostino Madut? For example, becoming a president, do you see it as something that you're going to get a lot of challenges, or it is a good position that you have to be into?
Yeah, when we look to the aspect of the services you deliver as a president, it is something that you offer yourself to do. There's no leisure time in presidency. There's no leisure time in any position that you are given as a person. So I can say, in another way around, it is good. Another way around it is hectic. It is so much busy, whereby you have to concentrate on the issues that are coming up between the student and the administration. You have to make sure your students are also staying well, and make sure you tackle their problems one after the other. At times you may receive calls at night, and you must make sure that you address the issues. So I can look into two aspects and say it is hectic in another way, while it is also beneficial in another way, because it is giving me how do you call it? I can say it is giving me a pride now to become the president, in a way that I am having the privilege to meet other people that I was not supposed to meet.
The president of the largest South Sudanese community, guys, which is a very big responsibility. Straight away from the state of Gujarat here. Let me just talk about other thing, Agostino. As for us, all of us who are students, especially in the state of Gujarat here, Gujarat is one of the India's most holy states. It's more religious, and the culture is so diverse. And things such as alcohol and those things are banned. And given the fact that there are so many African countries here, does anything that a certain African community does, or something other people do, that can sometimes affect South Sudanese, or they just find themselves paying a consequences of something that they don't even know how it started?
Thank you so much for the question. Actually, Marwadi University is one of the universities in India, across India actually, not only particular to this state. It is one of the universities that has the majority of South Sudanese students, and there are around 300 plus South Sudanese students that I'm in charge of. And the African countries that are within Marwadi here are 52 countries in number, and they have also congested students in number. And Rajkot, I can say, is one of the state, or one of the city, that does not involve into alcoholism or anything to do with drugs, right? So it is being restricted to that no one should be found indulging in in drugs or in alcohol. So, and I cannot say that South Sudanese are being influenced by other countries, but I can say it is habit that came with them. Maybe two to three people that had this habit of drinking and maybe smuggling and other things. So I can say it is the habit that came with them as an individual. It is not an influence from anyone, though there might be some little influence from the factors of other students from other countries. Those might be rare cases, but majority of them who has involved themselves into such kind of things are the people that came with the knowledge of having freedom out of their family. They cannot be scolded, they cannot be showered upon, they cannot be restricted not to do other things. But that's the way they find themselves as they are in free environment whereby they can do anything. Right? Like most students who are having these issues of drinking now, or few of them that have issues of drinking, maybe their parents are not aware of it. Their parents are not aware of that their child drinks, but because the child came into an environment whereby it's free and it's not being restricted, so he has to involve himself. If he has that desire to be a drunkard in life. So that's what I can say to that question.
Okay, guys, and you talk about something very, very important. Let me talk about the university campus. For example, like I think alcohol product is banned. If I can get that correct, is that true? Like alcohol product is banned.
Yeah,
So most of the time, if somebody want to do it, like, is it like they go and do it from outside?
definitely they go out and do it from outside. But also university is so much restricted to the extent that though you move out and drink and come back, they will justify that you are drunk in a sense that there is there is a there is an experiment that they take from you as a student. When you come drunk, maybe they might not tell you that you are drunk, but there are ways they observe you that you are drunk, and they also take another step to make sure you are fully found out that you are drunk. So one of the example is they take plastic when you come drunk. You blow the hair inside, and your hair is taken to be examined. At the end of the day, you'll be found that okay, you are charged of alcoholism, you drink, and blah blah other things. So this is another way the university is trying to make sure that he find out such kind of people who drink.
Okay, so we have heard like so one of the most thing that I literally want to talk about it, and that most of the parent in South Sudan may like it when it comes to do with the school fee, because like India has a certain system whereby team have to work exactly out as they are planned. There's no way that you have to give excuses, and sometimes students come here and they find themselves in a situation that they cannot even pay school fee. And do you, as a president, like? Do you as a president like sometime like face such issues to do with the school fee, and what step do you take to handle it so that it can reach the level of a student being suspended or expelled out of the hostel, because these are the major problem given the fact that economy situation is worsening back home there.
Yeah, well, as I'm the president, and as a president, you assume the office, and you make sure you tackle each and every student affairs. And when we come to student affairs, is whereby you are in charge to make sure that they do well academically. They are not found into indiscipline measures. They are also not suspended from school because of other issues, and majorly school fees. All right, and India is one of the countries whereby uh, they make sure that you have to follow the school rules and regulations, right? Like when they say it is 1 week time to pay the fees, it is mandatory and it is absolutely for you to pay the fee. So if you don't pay, you are not considered as a student, right? And they don't reflect to our background, to the situation that we are in back home as an African student as general, because not all the families are actually well off, not all the families that can access money quickly. So others delayed, and others may be paid before even time goes, but it depends on the family. So as a president, if I see that there is a student that is falling under this category, whereby the fees do not come on time and is being expelled from school, I intervene as a leader. I intervene as a leader to make sure I explain to the administration, the situation back home, and to make sure this student is relieved from this distress of or being pressure that he has to pay the fees, or he has to leave the school. So one of the things that I tell them is that South Sudan to India is one of the longest distance
Yeah, it's a
you
long
cover.
journey. It take days,
So
guys. I
it,
remember.
it, it take a lot of time to come here, and also back home economic situation we understand, and it's very hard for the parents to make sure that he gets the money on time to pay the fee. So I highlight to them about all these factors or about all these consequences that has result in student delayed or paying the fee. And definitely some of them may understand, and they do favor us, and they make sure that a student has to pay the money in a due date time, though he's being allowed, but he has to pay the money. And absolutely, this is how we work hand in hand with the administration. And these are the issues. These are the major issues that we come in as leaders to make sure that we handle them, and we make sure that the student has to study without stress.
Okay, Motok, if there's one question that you would send back home to parents in South Sudan who want to send their student abroad, what would you tell them if you have to meet them personally? Like, what message will you leave them so that the student cannot come just and suffer around India here? That's
Well,
the question I would ask before another one important question, and we could end this stuff.
well, that is a very good question, and that is one of the most thing that as a leader, you are connected into three dimension. You are connected to the administration, you are connected to the parents, you are connected to the student. You are the center power of all other things, right?
Yes.
So if I'm to make sure that I meet the parents of the student who have come abroad here, the first thing I will tell them are the challenges that you get in abroad. First of all, you don't have a parent, you don't have brother, you don't have sister here, you don't have mother here, you don't have any relatives here, right? And it is very hard for you to make sure to find other basic need like soap, like toothpaste, this necessary basic need that that
And people are
that
not
are
allowed to
commonly,
work here.
and people are not allowed to work as usual. So one of the things that I will tell them is that this is not America. America is whereby you work and you go to school.
Yeah.
So, and in India, they have different thing, whereby if you come as a student, you are a student and you will go as a student. If
They
you come
even
as a
they,
businessman,
they even go as
yeah,
far
sure.
of you signing a FRRO form that you should never work or engage
Yeah,
in any
in
employment
any
activity.
employment activity. These are the restrictions we get, and we will make sure I can make sure that if I meet one of the parents, what I will tell them is that please, if you have decided to send your child abroad, India is one of the best countries that can educate your child. So make sure put more double efforts to make sure that your child receives something, though it is not that much because the economy here is a bit well. You can send $100 per month that you can also feed on, and that you can also get necessary basic need like soap and other things.
Okay. So I want to talk about one of the most important issues, guys, that most of the time about African in general or about foreigners in general, about like people. Marwadi is one of the cheapest university. They offer hostel facilities, they offer food, they offer everything. But some people like they may not be okay with the restriction in the hostel, such as you're not allowed to use some of the equipments. Like you have to be you have to be complying with a certain rule. So some people they just feel uncomfortable and then they decide to go and rent outside. And sometimes problem can happen from outside. So what do you think about this? And do you also get problem from such issues as African leaders in Rashford here about in general, like Nigerian, Liberian, we have Senegalese and people like from Mozambique, let me say.
Yeah, well, we face a lot of challenges as students, as you know. The way we are treated is different from person to person. Most of us decide, or some of us decide to go out. Generally, after a student, someone may decide to go out to go and stay outside. Currently, there are people staying outside, student, including South Sudanese student. And one of the major problems that is found to be one of the most serious things, we get calls as presidents. Especially me myself, I get calls when a student of South Sudan, or South Sudan is doing other things out of the school program, and when that student is not actually agreeing or aligning with what the landlord is saying, from the agreement, payment, and other things. So bills may be accumulated, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I get calls that your student is not paying rent, your student is not doing this, your student is involved in drugs, your student is involved with this. Like recently, I was called in the office, basically about the students staying outside. That South Sudanese students who are staying outside, most of them are found to be engaging in smuggling, right? They are found in fighting. They are found in a lot of things they were mentioning.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I will try my best to make sure I tackle such kind of problems that my student will not be found into this category. And this is the measure I've taken now to make sure that such kind of students are well protected. They are to make sure even though they are outside, they must abide by the rules and regulations of Marwadi and even the whole rights code, whereby you are not being found to be involved in alcohol, right?
Okay, like if I have to talk about something else, like which is also more important, not to cut you short, imagine the safety of the traffic, guys. Unlike us there in the capital Juba, sometimes like it's quite different in Juba. Like every country has its own way of handling things, and most of the students sometimes what mean of transport do they use? Because if it is motorcycle, it is more dangerous outside. Let me just say in the cities like New Delhi, nobody would ever stop for you. You have to cross your own way, but somebody should stop to you and give you a way to move. No, especially in the highways. Like, is there risks with that together? Just going and living outside? Because I'm also concerned about this.
Yeah, there is risk. There is risk in one way. Uh, there are two risks. One is your safety in the place you are staying in, because Indian are the people that allowed you to stay with them, but they must make sure you follow their culture. You must
Yes.
behave according to their culture. So if you behave in a way that they don't like, they will definitely have you will have insecurity into your own compound, whereby they might confront you anytime. One of the things is alcohol. Another thing is when you bring girls to your own house, landlord himself will not be well on that,
You
right?
shouldn't bring girls before.
And you will find yourself being tackled by everyone, not even the landlord himself. The whole community is saying within that area
Area.
will have to come out openly and tell you that you are doing wrong thing, right? And they may bring police to you and they may arrest you and blah blah blah. And secondly, when you are using motorbike, one of the most thing that I want to tell most of the students, including the students that have not come, is that when you refer back home, India is one of the city or is one of the country that is being regulated strictly by the law,
Yes,
right?
guys. Mm.
Anything you do is illegal. Anything you do irrelevant to the law, it is illegal. And most of us has come to make sure they drive. Also, speed that you drive as an Indian is very terrible trip speed. When you find an Indian riding a bike or driving a car, the speed that they are all in is the speed that if you yourself try to drive, at the end of the day you find yourself being knocked down. At the end of, and these are incidents that happen.
Yeah.
Recently we had encountered a lot of things. We have encountered a lot of accidents to African students, and it is the way they ride. The speed that Indian ride and the speed we ride is two different things.
Yes.
So we get ourselves sometimes being murdered for no reason, and this is one of the dangerous things that I want to make sure that if you are a student who is outside or who is willing to buy something mean of transport, I can say what I can say over this is to make sure you have to minimize your expenditure.
Yes.
What do I mean by minimizing your expenditure? If you are saying that if I want to be coming to school every day and maybe transport may not be there, and if I buy a bike, then I will have to save a lot of money and I will have to make sure that I don't make expenses every day. I can say if you are in Antapar or you are in Beti, it is only 10 rupees to come to school,
It's
right?
very cheap here in
Very
India,
cheap.
guys. Don't
So
worry.
if you don't want risk, if you don't want to put yourself into problem, just make sure that you minimize your expenditure, whereby you must reserve something for your school and use Uber, use anything to come to school, whereby you'll be driven by someone or you'll be ride by someone. Openly, there is no motorbike border here in India. It
Yes.
is only scooter and it is only I mean the
Raksha.
rickshaw and
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 buses.
buses. So if you are in a bus or if you are in a auto, you will not find a lot of risk. Yeah? You will not find an accident. You will not find blah blah blah. You will not find a lot of things. But assuming you are riding, you see, and one of the things is that when you are riding and you are seen as an African, intentionally somebody may knock you down, right? Somebody may knock you down, and definitely you will die for no reason without completing the reason why you are here, the purpose why you are here. And this is one of the things that we remind our people: if you go outside, don't involve yourself into this. Make sure you save money, and make sure this money that you save is use them for transport, and don't do unnecessary expenditures whereby you waste a lot of money and you end up not coming to school and give that excuses.
Okay, guys, one more question before the last question, guys. We decided to bring this interview so that you can hear from the president, the person who is handling most of the problems. And the good thing is also an advocate, law student. If you want things to do with legal affairs, it's also available for them. When was the last time you get in contact with the embassy of the Republic of South Sudan? Because the last time I remember was when the ambassador Victoria was here. Like, are you in close contact with the embassy of South Sudan, and do they know how South Sudanese are living around India here?
Yeah, well, when Ambassador Victoria was here, we were so much connected, and we communicate on various issues. And she has solved a lot of things as an ambassador. And we were in contact 24/7, maybe nighttime, daytime, and anytime we need her, she's
She's
always
available
available.
24/7. She's a good leader, guys.
That was one of the best, I can say, one of the best services. She always open to all the students across India. She's ever there to support them. She's ever there to make sure she hears our problem or she hears their problems day and night. And she never agitate any problem that comes as a South Sudanese student. And currently, as the president, I am in touch with the embassy. Only ambassador I'm not in touch with, but I'm in touch with the
Mission
other
staff.
mission staff that are there, like Madam Rebecca, Madam Abuk, academic attaché, Mr. Paul, professor. So those people I'm in touch with, and definitely I will have to go to them. I will have to go to ambassador. I will meet ambassador within this dual season. I'll get time and go and meet him and present myself. And yeah, we are connected. We are connected to the sense they have been sent me recently letter for all the students who are having FRRO issues, visa stay problems,
And
and
what is FRRO?
FRRO actually is a visa stay that you get when you are in India.
Like a visa extension.
So visa extension, when your visa expired after 1 month or after 6 months or after 1 year, they renew that thing. And government of India is the one in charge of that, and they give you yearly. They give you yearly, and without that, you cannot stay in
here.
India. You cannot stay in India. It is one of the things. So make sure when you come from South Sudan with that visa will only work for some time. And then when it get expired like this, you'll have to make sure that you reply again, but not back. The good thing is not back from your country. You can apply from here, and they can give you residential stay visa.
And the good thing, Indian government is doing this one for free. So one more important question as the president. You know, we have some mentality about our people, like they think like everybody come alone. So why are you even bothering yourself to take care of us? Do you get sighting from people? Because like at most of the time it should happen and people can do it. It's like a common community issues. But someone will say, okay, let me live my life. Why do you want to get involved? And the thing they do sometimes will go and harm other people who are very innocent. So how do you feel when you hear such word from people?
Well, as a human being, sometimes when you hear such kind of words, you may feel frustrated. You may feel like to give up. You may feel like to just mind your business. But one of the things we get as leaders is that we have taken the road, and the main purpose is to make sure that I subsidize your problem. I make sure I see your problem. I make sure I'm there for you. Though you are not prescribed to me, I can make sure that I fulfill what you need. And sometimes when a student tell me like that I live alone, and yeah, sure, all of us came differently. All of us came differently. Our parents are paying fees differently. They don't know themselves, and it's we who know ourselves very much. We know ourselves well, and we know how someone behave. So one of the things that keep me going and keep me focused, though I get such a kind of is the responsibility that I've taken. It is a responsibility that I've taken, that I'll make sure I protect each and every student. Though you are bad or though you are good, I make everyone equal. And to make sure you get what you want. And mostly, yeah, it is like when you are at home as a family, right? As a family, even your own father may tell you that you are not my child, you are not my son. And most of us get hungry and get frustrated to find out where is my father, why is my father talking like this, and you
Yeah.
feel out of place. But at times we understand and say, no, this is how human beings talk, and they are not bound by that. And I'm absolutely not bound by what they say. I
Yes.
cannot be bound by what he said or by what he or she said. And if that student fall into problem, I will not say that okay, this student was like and very arrogant to me or was talking differently to me. No, I will help him as brother and sister. Thirdly, we have come to different continent, different place, different country, and we have left our parents back home. You know, the miles we have taken from South Sudan to here is
It's
something
a
big.
long journey.
It's a long journey. So I see everyone as my brother, and I see everyone as my sister. Though they might tell me different things, or they might tell me something that is not healthy to me, I'll just endure it and make sure I help him. For the sake, he will also help me next time.
Yeah.
And definitely, the role I've taken is the biggest role that cannot make let me just stay like that. I must help them. I must help them, and I must try to make sure. These are the things you get as a leader. You get an insult. You get frustrated. You get pissed off. But what will you do? Because not you all human beings are the same. There are people that may treat you well. There are people that may treat you wrongly. There are people that may take you out of context. But all of them are your brothers. All of them are your sisters. All of them you are responsible with them. You have absolute powers to make sure that they come out of their problem.
Yeah.
Like if this student fall into a problem, maybe you telling me that how you confronting me
Coming out.
while I'm coming by myself and my father is paying fee. Yeah, you might have that time. You may have that pleasure to say that. But first of all, when you get into the problem, whom will you go to first? You first come to me, and
Yeah.
I have absolute right to say I'm not solving a problem. And if you go to the administration, they will tell you call your president, call the leader that is responsible for you. So definitely you will have to come to me. There's
So
no another
like
solution, and you will have to come.
people ignore it, but
Yeah,
when there is a problem, that's where they know how
that's
important
where
it
they
is.
acknowledge, right? That's where they acknowledge. They acknowledge that the leadership is there, right?
Okay, guys. This is thank you, President Agostino Matok, for accepting the invitation here. Because guys, we just did this stuff so that the parent back home could hear like there are challenges that are actually going on, but they're part of life. But also, we also have to be extra careful when we're deciding to send our student overseas. If your student like come to you about studying abroad, make sure that you understand the stuff well. And before we will end our program shortly. After the last one more question, or yes, I will give him another more opportunity just to send his message out, because there's a program that want to start here, guys. There are a lot of programs happening, and instead of us getting interrupted by sounds, so Agustin, like, what is your last message to the embassy and to the people of South Sudan who want to come and study in India? Like, because let me just talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We watch MBC, Bollywood, and ZL1 a lot. We used to see those of Abhishek Mira and those of actors, and we assume that we are going to live that life that those actors are living. Is this the real situation happening, or when you're coming here for school? Because in India there's no resting at all, 24/7 assignment and workloads. So if people have such mentality of seeing those actors in ZL1 and Bollywood and those things, and they assume life is going to be like this one, what message would you like to leave such people?
Well, thank you so much, for giving this opportunity. And one of the things I will say is, one of the things that India is known of is movies. India is known of movies. India is, yeah, it's known a lot of things with a lot of things. But I want to assure the people who are back home, who are planning to come, or who are saying that okay, universities abroad are well, and yeah, schools are well structured. Everything is there, lab is there. If you need anything, 24/7 the school is there for you. But the worst thing as a student coming here is that you'll never have rest. Sincerely speaking, since I came, I've been going to class from Monday to Saturday. Right? The only day that I rest is only Monday.
High school and
And
second primary school
it is
was
it is
good.
combination, yeah, it is combination of primary school and high school. So recently there was one student who came to me and said, I thought university was a different place. And I came to find out that you go to school from Monday to Friday, which is something that I never knew of as a university student. And well, in other universities, maybe in Juba or in other African universities, a lecturer just indicates time. Maybe we are meeting at 2 o'clock for this lecture. Yeah, and definitely you will go, right? But here is different thing. The timetable is provided for you.
Fixed.
The timetable is fixed. You have to go at 9:30. You have to go at 9:30. You go. You attend 3 lectures before you go. That is 3 hours inside the class before even you go for lunch, but before even go for break.
For lunch and snacks.
For lunch and snack and other things. But the good thing is that you never get tired. You never get tired because time runs so quick. Time runs so fast, and you will see yourself reaching to another year without even noticing that you are another year. And education is so quick. Education is so quick. There are those who just came recently, now they're in second year because there is no resting time. There is no time to rest. There is no time to play around.
You take like over 700 lectures in one semester.
In one semester, so which is so much hectic. So if you are a lazy student, make sure India is not good for you, right? But if you are to make sure that you are coming here purposely for studies, I'm guaranteeing you that please come to India. India is one of the best country in education. India is one of the best country in economy. So the economy is good and everything is good in India. So if you come here, you learn quick and you finish your degree and go back home quick. And one of the things that it also keep you out of other dramatic things that happen. If you are at home, you may be caught up of something, you may be caught up of other things. But if you come to India, India is one of the good things that can keep you out of other places. Yeah. You end up getting married and a lot of things happen. Impregnating a girl and blah 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 blah. But if you come here, you must make sure that you focus only on studies. The other thing is you eat and study, nothing else. Library is there for 24/7. So I can say that continue bringing children to India. India is a good country. If you stay good, they will also treat you good. And if you are a person who is dull in other things, they will handle you like that. And yeah, India is a good place. India is a good place. And let us encourage our people to come up and get quality education.
Okay, thank you so much, Agostino Madulmathok, the president of South Sudanese Student Association in Marwadi University, India. So here we'll end this short kind of interview because the program has already started out there, and I'll be leaving here shortly, guys. It's also becoming late night. And thank you for watching this interview. If you need to know more about a student living in India here, please comment below and follow me on Facebook, and see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.